Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a great day so far. So, in today's video.
So I know a lot of people with no children be like, after a long day, I just cannot imagine coming home to children, which honestly is a little odd to me because why are we talking about a life that we're not living? But either way it goes, I want to give y'all another perspective. After a long day away from my children, I cannot wait to get home to them. I cannot imagine not walking in the door and not seeing my children. I cannot imagine after a long day not walking in the door and not seeing them smiling and excited to see me. And as nice as solitude and silence is, I wouldn't have it any other way. Mom life is for me. I am a mother to my core. I love it here. And after a long day, a short day, a quick day, a loud day, a silent day, a busy day, I wouldn't want to come home to any other reality than being their mom. Every day. I choose it. I would choose it every day. I would choose them over and over again. I am a young black 26-year-old, happily married, stay-at-home mom of two, doubling as a full-time content creator. What more could I ask for? Baby, I'm living the dream.
On behalf of me, I'm not speaking for all child-free women, but on behalf of me, I want to say I do not care. Yes, whenever a woman, a mother, I should say, sees a child-free person happy, doing well, just living their life, they always feel the need to come in and just show and prove or say just how happy they are being a mother. Just because I'm living my life happy, traveling, just doing whatever I want to do. If I want to be a lazy bum, just waking up and doing that, you feel the need to come and say just how happy you are being a mother. I do not believe you. I really don't. And you're not convincing me to be a mother. I don't understand how is it's okay whenever mothers come out and say, you know what, I'm very happy with my engagement, I'm very happy with my wedding, I'm very happy with my children. People are allowed to brag about their accomplishments, they're allowed to brag about their lives, what actually makes them happy, but child-free women are actually not allowed to brag about what makes them happy. I wake up and I make breakfast, and after that I film a video and I'm able to just read a book and be lazy, watch a show for the rest of the day. What is wrong with that? What is me saying, you know what, I'm just so happy after finding what makes me, what makes my anxiety go away, what keeps me from having depression is just my solitude and my peace. What is wrong with that? As you can see, this is a very passionate topic for me. I am so sorry. I'm going to let the stitches play and I will give on more of my full-on opinion at the end of the video.
After a long day away from my children, I cannot wait to get home to them.
Yeah, that's real cute or whatever. But let me give you a real perspective as a mother, and not just as a mother, as a single mother with a child with special needs. Okay, after a long day of work, the last thing I want to do, especially since I work with children, is come home to somebody else that needs me to do something or be somebody for them. I don't want to do it, but I don't have a choice. I will tell anybody who is thinking about having kids, think long and hard. Okay. If you value privacy, if you value me time, if you value just being able to do things alone, simple things like running to the store is a challenge for me. Because not only do I have a child, and because I'm a single parent, I have to take him everywhere I go when he's not with his dad or if he's not with my mom. He's not necessarily the easiest child to deal with in public spaces, and I get the looks and the stares, but that's neither here nor there because my experience may not be the same for anyone else's. But I will tell you this: if you are not willing to give your me time, your privacy, sacrifice, girls night, brunch, just missing out on fun because you have a child, because me, myself, and I don't leave my child with any and everybody. Again, if it's not his daddy or my mama, he does not go anywhere I don't go. So with that being said, sometimes fun has to be sacrificed for the sake of I don't have anyone to watch my child. But again, if you are a selfish person, and that's okay. It's even more okay if you admit that to yourself and say that that's the reason why you don't want to have children. That is perfectly okay, especially in today's climate. But don't let people get on here and make you feel bad because you are child free. There is nothing wrong with it. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy if that ain't what they really wanted to do with their life. This is dedication, sacrifice, every day. It don't stop. I clocked in 2019 and I ain't never clocked out yet. Okay? Even when he's away from me, I still have to be a mother. Because uniforms still need to be ironed. Meals still need to be planned. Lunches still need to be prepped and getting... The list of things to do for me never ends. I just end up putting the shit off until I can't put it off no more. I need to be ironing uniforms for the upcoming week as we speak. I need to be trying to figure out what we're going to eat for dinner and what he going to eat for lunch all next week as we speak. It don't stop for me. I've been off since Wednesday. Have I had an actual off day? No, I haven't. But again, motherhood is not for everyone. And not having a child should not make you feel bad, okay? You, grandma, auntie, mama, daddy, they should, when you going to have a baby, leave them alone, okay? If they happy with their life the way it is, that's okay. Don't let anybody pressure you into thinking that motherhood is all that, because it's not. And what she said, like I said, it was cute or whatever, but that ain't everybody's experience. Just like my experience ain't everybody's experience. If you are not sure that this is the life for you, don't do it. I beg if you reconsider. Think about it. That man you laying up with, can you really see him as a father? Does he already have kids? Does he take care of them? Does he spend time with them? Adequate time. Weekends ain't it. Does he go to a doctor's appointment? Quick question. Ask him what size shoe his baby wear. Ask him his baby's birthday. Ask him what medicines his son or daughter takes right now. If he can't answer any of them questions, don't do it, sis. I'm telling you right now. That was the mistake I made. And I don't want my life for you. I love my child. I really do. But if I'd have known then what I know now, let me just say this. It ain't for everybody. Motherhood is not for the weak. Reconsider. Okay? And you deserve holidays off too. I'm with you when you're right. Have a good
And coming home to children, which honestly is a little odd to me because why are we talking about a life that we're not living?
Because we're constantly being pressured and chastised for not wanting that life. And that's just the short answer. On a more personal level, I feel like I speak about that life so often, or more so the absence of that life, because I want other women, I want young women, especially young women on the fence, to understand. I want them to be aware that there are options outside of motherhood, because it's no secret that we are conditioned from the time that we are young girls to want motherhood. And that doesn't necessarily mean I'm trying to sway or deter women from motherhood, but I want women, I feel like a lot of the content that you see about being like a stay-at-home mom is very glamorized, and people don't actually talk about what actually goes into parenthood. There's so much more to it than dressing up with your kid and being besties. Yes, as a child-free woman, I genuinely could not imagine having to go through my entire workday and come home to a house full of children. Not even one child, actually. Trust, for every one child-free comment you see, there are about 10 anti-child-free comments talking about how lonely we are, how we're not going to have anybody to take care of us in old age, we're childless cat ladies, how we're probably just infertile and mad. If I'm being very honest, a lot of the negative rhetoric about motherhood comes from mothers. I cannot tell you how many times mothers have told me not to have kids.
So as a child-free woman, have y'all ever wondered why women have such contempt and have such negative feelings towards women who don't want children? So I know on a surface level, we know that a lot of times it's jealousy and it's envy for a lot of these parents. But I kind of wanted to dive a little bit deeper into the, I guess, psychology behind the jealousy and the envy, why that manifests, right? So generally speaking, most women, the average woman, wants a husband and kids. Until they get that, they are envying or revering women who have it. So then once they get it, they think other women who don't have it envies them and reveres them as some kind of high status level, right? So you get it, and now you feel like, I have arrived, if you will. I have reached the holy grail. I'm one of the big people, right? I made it. And they walk around with that sense of pride and ego until they come across a chick like me, or girlies like you guys, child-free women. And once they find out that no, we don't want their life, their whole world implodes, right? It's like a shock to their system. They're like, wait a minute, what? Because when we say we don't want children and we list the reasons why we don't want them, what we end up doing is forcing them to reevaluate their own choice. Their entire life's idea blows up in their face in seconds, in that instance, right there in that conversation. And people don't like self-reflection. People don't like feeling like they made the wrong choice, or that they did the wrong thing. So they fight back. And one of the ways that manifests is by coming at us with the rude, snide remarks. A lot of times they'll start out nice until we give them our reasons and why we have these reasons for these reasons and all that. Now it's, well, aren't you afraid you're going to regret your decision later? Well, what is the purpose of your life? Are you a real woman? No man is going to want you if you don't want to have kids, right? You're going to unalive with your cats. You're going to be old and alone, right? They come with all of these really snide, nasty comments because a lot of them don't even realize they're doing it, in my opinion, because they don't realize that you just rocked their world by telling them, I don't want what you have. Because before that, they thought the women that didn't have that wanted what they have, just like they wanted what the women had before they got it. It's just it's earth-shattering to these women. They don't get it. They don't understand how you could not want what they want. So they get to thinking about, dang, did I have this choice? Could I have made this choice? No, kids are a blessing. Life isn't worth living without kids or a husband. Oh my God. So they rationalize. And sometimes they'll rationalize with you. Other times they'll rationalize in their own mind while they're like cooking or doing laundry or something, right? And every time they come across more child-free women who say, we would rather unalive than to have kids. We would rather jump off a cliff and land in an ocean of sharks and get eaten alive than to push around strollers and put car seats in the back of my car every time I go somewhere. If I'm just going to Target to buy tissue, like I would rather be unalived, right? They come with, oh, you're never going to know true love. You know, they say all this stuff. They rationalize in their own minds. So it is a bit of anger and jealousy and envy, but a lot of it is that we force them to question their own existence. We force them to question all of their decisions that led up to where they are in their lives. Even if some of them are miserable deep down with their kids and their husband and they're living life on autopilot, you're still supposed to be jealous of them because on paper, they have it all together. They have the white picket fence. They have the 2.5 kids or the 4 kids, whatever. They have the husband. They have the lifestyle. They have the money. They have whatever it is. They have that and you're supposed to want it. How dare you be out here living your best life, not aspiring to something that I've aspired to my whole entire life until they got it. That's where it comes from. So as I get older, I don't take offense to it anymore. I understand that there's a difference between parents mothers who actually enjoy motherhood and the ones who don't. And the quickest way to tell the ones who are secretly miserable and the ones who are actually happy is all in the way they respond to you. When you tell them that not only do you not want kids, you're never having them. I got my tubes tied. I got my eggs burnt. I got my uterus taken out, whatever, right? Until they realize that you absolutely are not going to have kids, their reaction to you says everything about their mental state. They'll come in comment sections and say all sorts of stuff like, you're going to miss out on the joys of motherhood and womanhood, and you're not going to do this, and you're not going to be fulfilled, and all that stuff. It's all a cope. Because they don't understand why you don't want what they have, even if they don't even want what they have now, right? Because they realize motherhood is not what it was cracked up to be or whatever, even if that's the case. So I don't take offense to it. The ones who give you negative, snide remarks are the ones who are miserable. They're miserable in their motherhood. And the ones who are happy in their motherhood, they support child-free women, flat out. It's no other nicer way to put it. They're like, hey, to each his own. Do you, boo-boo. Live your life. If you know you don't want kids, it ain't for everybody. Don't let nobody change your mind. That's their attitude. The miserable ones got something negative to say. That's the quickest way you can tell the difference between the two. So don't take offense to it. Just understand that people are not happy with where they are in their lives, and they regret a lot of their decisions, and they're mad when they look up and see women living their best lives without making the sacrifices that they had to make.
I just had a realization about people that do not like child-free people. Specifically those people that leave mean comments and can't just go and scroll about their day. I'm talking about the people who are like, you will die alone with no one that loves you, or you're just single and lonely, or you'll end up with lots of cats, or other hateful things because people are just mean. But the realization is underneath all of these mostly parents' comments, I don't think they're good parents, because your kid could end up like me. Your kid might not want to have kids. Your kid might not be able to give you grandkids. Your kid might not be able to afford to take care of you when you're old. Your kid might hate the type of parent you are. Maybe they had to parent you. But the point is, having a kid is more than just having a mini-me or having someone to take care of you or having someone who believes everything that you do and validates you in that way. Having a kid is raising someone to live in their authenticity and their power, and that might not be how you envision it. And for you to take time out of your day to comment on me or anyone else's choice in that way with such negativity and shame, when your kid could have a very similar experience to me, whether it's being child-free or another life decision that maybe you didn't imagine, or just maybe it's just who they are and who they choose to love. Your comment is telling me that you are not a safe space for your child to live in their authenticity or make a decision that might not be what you want. Just something to sit with.
It's real funny how people will look at us, child-free people, and say that we're selfish for not wanting to have children, and yet the act of having children is what's selfish. You are bringing a human being into the world, and its sole purpose is to make you happy. Have you ever really listened to someone's reasoning for wanting to have children? I want a mini-me. I want someone to take care of the family business when I die. I want someone to take care of me when I get older. I want grandkids. I want someone to love me unconditionally. Those are all selfish reasons, especially if that baby is born in the US. And don't let that baby also be born with a uterus, because that just makes it even worse. You're bringing them into the world knowing that they're going to suffer because you want to be happy. That's selfish. And yet child-free people are the ones that are called selfish because we would rather focus on ourselves than focus on bringing another human into the world. A world that we know they won't be safe in. I don't understand how it's selfish to see the world that we live in and how much it sucks, and to think, okay, let me not bring another human into this to also have to suffer like the rest of us. I would rather spend my time trying to make the best of my life on this earth than to try to bring somebody else into it to possibly make me happier, and yet they're going to be miserable as well.
Having kids made you feel like a real woman? That's a pretty extreme way to affirm your gender.
So I'm a content creator, and a few weeks ago my video on being child-free and single went viral, mostly because it was me on a plane in business class toasting with my friend and just enjoying just life and the fact that I have no responsibilities. Anyway, recently it's been posted onto different Instagram pages, and I found that a lot of the comments have been basically aimed towards saying things like I'm bragging, that if I'm so happy being child-free in this season, then why do I feel the need to post about it? And number 3, a lot of people are just saying that I'll be childless, lonely, and die alone. Now, I wanted to talk about, number 1, this whole bragging thing. Let's actually look at what bragging means. Okay, so to talk boastfully, to assert boastfully, and let's look at the examples, because that's where the real kicker is. Always bragging about his success, bragged that she was the fastest runner on her team. Oh, I think that bragging thing is very much a telltale sign that I'm living something and I'm experiencing something that they kind of want and don't have. And aside from the capitalism and the luxury aspect, I mean, I work very hard for my job. I've been in this industry for 10 years. But aside from that, if you look at the examples of bragging about your success and bragging about being the fastest runner on the team, those are things that people covet, that people want, and certain people don't have. And I think a lot of this child-free discussion, when it comes to, oh, you're bragging, is inferring that you want something that some child-free people do have. Number two, I really wanted to talk about this whole thing of like, oh, silent happiness. And if you're so content being child free and single, why do you need to feel the need to boast about it? Which completely ignores the fact that when people get engaged, they post their engagement pictures. When they're getting ready for the wedding, they post that they're looking for their wedding dress. They also post the rehearsal dinner. They post the wedding and the outfits, the reception dress. They post their beauty routine. They post the makeup. They post the bridesmaids on their bachelorette trips. They post the stag do's. So we can celebrate all of these things, not to talk of people posting their children's birthdays, their children's first days of school, their children's first steps, their children's first words, children's first holiday. They can post all of these nuggets and moments of happiness, but when single people and child-free people do it, it's kind of like, be quiet. And it's so interesting because it means that certain types of life choices are to be celebrated and certain types of life choices aren't to be celebrated, and they're not to be talked about, they're not to be posted about, because if you're so happy about it, you should be quiet. It's giving hush hush, and it's, if I'm honest, it's giving a little bit of resentment, but I'll leave that for y'all to discuss.
That's exactly how I feel. Like, even outside of the good things that can happen to you as a human being, is it really worth the pain of existence and bearing witness to the things that have happened on this planet and are still happening? And even if you're not one of those people who experience something really traumatic or live a really terrible life, which is the average person on earth, by the way, just the thought of bringing someone to the planet who's just going to be another number in the system, who will probably have to navigate an even worse society than I live in, I don't think that's okay. And of course, reproduction is a personal choice, right? But I don't think a lot of people question their motivation for having kids. They don't stop to ask why.
My most controversial opinion is that the most important thing in people's lives and their greatest accomplishment should not be their children. I find that logic very strange. Because if you say the most important, greatest thing I ever did in my life was having children, well, is then the greatest and most important thing your children ever did going to be having children? And is the greatest thing their children ever did is having children? Because that's the ideology of a virus or a cancer cell. Like, it's not like growth for the sake of growth for the sake of growth. Like, I think there has to be a higher, nobler purpose to life than reproduction.
I hope you guys can hear me because I need both of my hands for the rest of this video. Okay, so my problem with people who come out here saying, oh, they love their children and, they love their lives, just because somebody who is child free comes out and say, you know what, they're happy with their lives. My problem with that is, are you truly happy? Are you truly happy? And what's the point? Are you trying to make yourself believe that you're truly happy? Because it doesn't seem like you're actually happy for real. Who are you trying to convince? I moved out around 23 years old. And I started, my journey of being a pick-me a little bit earlier. And when I moved out, deciding that I want to be better. I want to find myself. I want to find my purpose and stuff like that. And just started my journey of meditation and finding my spirituality and stuff like that. And just focusing more on myself and focusing more on me. When I started that journey, I found about 3 different YouTubers, and I'll probably put their link down below and probably put their pictures up. Those 3 YouTubers have helped me so much. They are older than me. Some of them are married, have children. I want to say at 23 to now 25, my goal, my purpose is to help young women who are older than me, not older, around my age or a little bit younger. If I can get them to understand there is more to life than you getting married and having a child, I don't care if it's 5 of y'all, that would make me happy. I would feel like I have fulfilled my purpose, okay? Because I don't care what society have told you. Take the time, get to know yourself. Take the time and understand who you are. Take the time and ask yourself the right questions. Don't believe society when they tell you, oh, you have a biological clock. You have a clock that's ticking. Tell them, ask them where. Where is that clock? Show it to me. Don't believe them. Focus on yourself. Go to school, learn something. If you don't want to go to school, pick up a trade, something, whatever it is. You want to be a bum all day? Wake up and decide, you know what, this is what I want to do for my life. This is your life. Your soul is your responsibility. Your purpose is your responsibility. Don't believe people who just want to force you with someone the minute you hit a certain age. They want you to get married. They want you to have children. What I start asking people now is, you going to pay for the kid? Are you going to give some money? No, I want to know. Are you going to give me your schedule so you can tell me when you're going to come pick up this child if I need a break? Because you're so, focused on me having a kid. What are you contributing to this kid? If I don't have a child right now, how is that going to benefit you? How is that going to change your life? What is that going to do to you? If I have a child right now, what is that going to do to you? Why are you so invested in my journey, in my life, more than I am? Apparently, you're more focused on me. Why? It bothers me because when I listen to young women's stories, when I see how they're struggling, right? They did not know what they were getting themselves into majority of the time. They listen to their parents. Like my mother, who literally said, the first time I told her I want to be child free, she's like, I understand some people are child free, blah, 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 blah. She was totally cool with it, right? And then had the nerve to tell me, oh, I'm getting older now. It would be nice to have a grandchild. I'm like, yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it? Hopefully you find it somewhere. Hopefully somewhere you find it. It ain't gonna come from me. Like, don't listen to your parents when they're telling you, oh, they need a grandchild, they need this, they need that. Don't listen to them. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. Focus on yourself, focus on your traumas. I don't know what's wrong with me taking the time and getting to know myself and going to therapy, because the first thing that I did, even though I could barely pay my bills, the first thing that I did when I moved out, I started going to therapy. I know it was something that I truly needed. My traumas, especially when it came to me being called a mistake by my mother all those times, right? And me thinking that I do not want my child to be raised in that way. I don't want to get angry to a point so much that I call my child a mistake, especially when life is so hard already. Not to that point where that child is out here looking for validation from people, looking for love from people they should never even be interacting with. I want to give my child this path where they are set for life, right? So if I take the time to work on my traumas, work on myself, what is wrong with that? Y'all problem is when y'all see people happy, when y'all see child-free people happy, y'all want to hop on camera and say, you know what, I'm happy, I'm this, I'm that. How about you make it a safe space for them? Make it a safe space for them and ask them, why exactly are you making that decision? If they want to share and you actually truly make it a safe space for them, they can actually tell you. Some people, they don't just make that decision because, I hate children. No. If you actually sit down and you listen, you will actually figure out, you will listen and you will hear coming right out of the mouth that it is coming from the most unselfish part of them. The most unselfish part. Because their reasoning for choosing not to have a kid is because they don't want to pass on those things onto their child. They want to do better. They want to be better. And if I want to wake up and be a bum, if I want to wake up and say, you know what, I just don't want that extra responsibility. Yeah, I really don't want to. What is wrong with that? Y'all chose a great piss to be a president. Y'all woke up and y'all chose that person to be president. So I can wake up and say I want to be a bum. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Y'all chose a person who wants to take women's rights away. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with me saying I can make a choice over myself, over my body? Because my body, my mind, my soul, my future is all in my control. It's all up to me. It's my responsibility. But y'all feel the need to hop on camera and always trying to change people's mind, trying to guilt trip people into what? A lot of y'all are miserable. A lot of y'all parents are miserable. Y'all want to get away from kids. You want to get away from your own kids. And when you ask a parent about their dream vacation, it always involves some form of being away from their kids. They always want to be away X amount of time from their kids. Oh, I'm going to be over there, Jamaica, without the kids, get a babysitter. It always involves getting a babysitter or dropping the kids off at a family member's house. I don't have to do that. So who's on vacation here? If I'm leaving your dream vacation every single day, why would I want to change that? I haven't even taken a break. Mm. Thank you for making it this far. I realize I haven't even taken a deep breath. Thank you for making it this far into the video. We have to come back. We have to come back real quick. We have to come back because I just watched the video while I was editing it, and I have a little bit more to say. I'm not done. So I just got to the part where I was talking about y'all, voting for a rapist, a person who's taking women's rights away. Speaking of that, right? The economy, if you haven't realized, is going to shit. It's going to shit. So how exactly, if right now people are so struggling to raise a child, how exactly you expect people to raise children 2025 and up, in 2025, like and up? Like I want to know how you expect them to take care of that child. Right now, where it's going to be so difficult for you to get an abortion, it's going to be so difficult for you, so risky for you to be pregnant and carry on that pregnancy because doctors are afraid of helping women who their fetus have died inside of them, helping them fully on passing that child, removing the pieces that are left. That is considered an abortion. And so now that woman has those pieces left inside of her, and a lot of women are dying because of that. Make it a safe space, a safe country for me to have a child. How about that? Make universal health care. How about that? Okay, if you're so happy, you're happy because you have your kids, you're able to take care of your kids. Good for you. Good for you. I need more. I have requirements before I have one. The world right now is just not safe. It's not safe anywhere, right? The things that I had to see when I was younger, okay? I was in an apartment before my mom bought a house. I was in an apartment and my mom rented to this woman. Her boyfriend came over and I don't know if he was babysitting me or not. I don't even remember. But what I do remember, he was the first person that introduced me to porn. He didn't touch me or nothing, but he was watching something on his phone. And he's like, "You want to see?" Because I was watching Disney Channel. And he's like, "You want to see?" And he showed me what he was watching. And he showed me how to go. Because I had a phone and I had a computer. He showed me how to go and find it. And I got addicted. I don't trust majority of men. I don't trust people, period. But I don't trust majority of men. And I feel like majority of y'all don't deserve to have a kid. So again, make it a safe space. Grow actual, good humans. Grow good adults that are responsible, that are not shitty, and then we can feel like, what, we have a good pile to pick from. Because these men that you want me to have kids for these men right here, right now, like you want me to have kids for them? Take a good look of what you have out there. Okay? I'm not gonna cry on camera. I don't know what this wave is of feelings, but we're gonna push it in the back burner because we're not done talking and I'm not gonna cry on camera. So back to what I was saying. I don't trust people. I don't trust majority of men. And I know a lot of women feel that way. Especially in this black community. Black men unfortunately can be trusted to be in a child's life. Majority of men do the bare minimum and they think, "Where's my trophy?" Where's my trophy at? For doing the bare minimum. No, I don't want to deal with all of that. You want to know why? A lot of us, we just want to share how happy we are. It goes so much deeper if you would actually take the time to listen instead of feeling like it's a personal attack to you. If you are so happy with being a mother, it wouldn't feel like being a personal attack to you. Now, would it? Let me make sure my microphone is still on. watch this. If you're so happy, there's so many women. I recently watched a video of a woman who just shared. I might just post a video on that, right? Because there's a lot of people who stitch her video. So many people were talking shit in her comments saying, "Oh my God, 17 diapers in your house? Ew." Nobody gives women an actual blueprint on how to be a mother. They force you to be a mother at a young age, meaning you might not even know what you're doing. Majority of the time, if you don't have a mother, you don't have a grandmother, you don't have an actual community to help you, you don't even know what you're doing. But they're watching you. They're keeping their eyes on you. Whatever little mistake that you make, they're gonna talk shit. I don't want to deal with y'all. I don't want to deal with any of that. So I choose to be child free. It comes from trauma, from being called a mistake. It comes from saying, you know what, I'm not going to allow my mother's lineage to continue because of how she treated me. I did not want to deal with her anymore. Moved out at such a young age. It comes from so much deeper than that, yes. But when I finally took the time to go to therapy and healed some of that, right? Healed some of it, saying, you know, damn, I didn't have a dad in my life. This is what I was doing. This is what I was doing. You know, being a pick-me and all of that. Okay, took all of that aside, healed all of that. But now looking at the world, even if all of that is taken care of and healed, looking at the world, y'all don't make a safe space for women at all, period. So why are y'all still, y'all have the audacity to be asking women for children. I want to encourage you to become part of the 4B movement. If you're a young woman watching this, please become part of the 4B movement. There is different forms of 4B movement. And if you feel like, you know what, it's not for you, you can't be part of the 4B movement, we also have the Femme Freeze movement that we started this December. If you cannot be part of any of that, I have videos on those. If you can't, please, 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 the best thing you can do for yourself is to decenter men. You can be in a relationship and decenter men. It's okay. You can be married and decenter men. Decentering men just basically means choosing yourself. Actually finding yourself and having a personality in your relationship. Not losing yourself so much into the relationship, so much into taking care of your kids, you don't even know who you are. Decentering men is literally having your actual standards and expectations and literally telling that person like, hey, this is actually what you have to meet. So I talk too much. I'm gonna end this video. I did not know I had all of this to say. Anyways, I have 2 more videos that I need to film after this. But damn, I talked a lot. We might make this a part 2. I'm gonna make this a part 2. Yeah. So I will see you guys in my next video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue this conversation down in the comments. Yeah. Bye.